Ani, again from Endaying. Did I ever explain to you guys what that actually means? I think at the beginning of our shows I did. Endaying actually means where we live or our home. And I thought that'd be a good name for our show because we want to keep it at home. Okay, things that happen at home. And today's lesson is about names of people. I'm sure some of you have heard this already, the name that we give to guys that are named John, okay, or Johnny. Okay, and I'll tell you something, it's more like a history lesson probably. Okay, we call these people Jabdis, okay, and in the French word is champ, okay, but Jabdis is a name that we've given to people that with the name John. And I'll tell you what, this is a mystery. This is something spiritual about our language and how it acts, okay? So, starting off with this word, the name Jabdis, okay? The same thing that was going on here in Michigan was the same thing going on Manitoulin Island, okay? And this probably happened around the 1800s, started about the 1800s, when the priests and people that spoke English were trying to tag us with a name, okay? My grandpa was one of them. My grandpa died in 1890, or was born in 1896, okay? And they think, they weren't too sure yet, they just kind of guessed back then. But that word Jabdis, where did it come from? Well, my dad told me, okay, that years and years ago, back when my grandpa was a little boy, okay, these priests would come around and they'd preach about this man, okay, and these were French-speaking priests. So, and they're trying to speak English too, okay, so all the languages were pretty much butchered back then. Anyways, they'd heard about this guy, the priest talking about this guy, Jean de Baptiste, okay, back then, we heard all languages with Anishinaabe ears. We heard it as if it was Anishinaabe. So, Jabdis, okay, that's what they were saying was John the Baptist, okay. So we tagged them Jabdis, okay. Other names, okay. James, we say Jemes. Daniel, say Danien. Samuel, Zamien. Okay, so you can kind of pick it up, the sounds, how they relate. Gabriel, Gabnier. Frank or Francis, Benasue. Peter, Pien. Augustine, Augustin. George, we now call Joch. Louis is now known as Noe. Michael is now known as Michel. Albert, now known as Anabad. David, debit, like your debit card. Joseph, now known as Zozep. Mark, now known as Mock. Stephen is now known as Stephen. Eugene is now is now known as Eugene. You'll get the spelling of these up with this lesson too. Okay, Matthew. Thomas is now known as Tama. William is now, I said in my language first. William is William. Okay? Now, you'll notice these words, they don't have these sounds because we don't have these sounds in our language. The F, the L, the R, X, U, and V. We don't have those alphabets, those sounds in our language. Okay, now those are just the men. I'm going to give you some more, the women. Okay? Julia, or Julie, or anything like that, we say Janie. Teresa, Taness, Christine, Gunestine, okay, Eva, Eba. Esther is now known as Esten. Sophie, Zopi. Mary, Mani. And I have a sister named Mary, and we call her Ma Niece, which means little Mary, okay? Because she's so small, tiny. Margaret, we call Marganite. Mary Ann is Manyan, okay? So, this is something I've been working on for a while, and just to see what, this happened in the 1800s when 100% of our people spoke 100% of our language 100% of the time. Okay? Oh, kinagugo yogi Anishinaabe ma wipi et najamayan. Kawin wo yogi asi Anishinaabe bang exkitot we jaganashimat mage we wemtegujimat. Mi sawatto Anishinaabe mwin. The next time I do something like this with names, these are what I call old names. Gete, noozwinan. Similar sounds. Okay? The next time I do this, it will be on place names. I'll give you an example. Like, how many of you can figure this out? Jagagong. You may have learned that already. How about this one? Jeboa Gunning. Okay? These are places in towns here around the Great Lakes area. So, that's... Oh, we would like to thank powwows.com for our backdrop today and before. Okay? So, this is Kenny Pheasant, Mac Brushman, signing off one more time on our show Endying. Asana Wingezik.